propaganda, just the facts. And I've also said that common sense can be overpowered by ego. And given where certain things are now, with the current war that's going on between particular parties, I did say I would give it basically 30 days max. I did say not even sure it will last that long. Well, the circumstances have continued along a particular trajectory, and it is clear, as I indicated previously, that the markets have placed their bets. Parties are clearly losing this particular war on the numbers. They may have overwhelming force. However, based on the numbers, they're losing, and they're losing the propaganda war. In combination, they're losing this thing badly. I give them 10 Earth days, 12 at most. Primarily because circumstances have changed. They've lost so much of their ability to move equipment, material, and supplies and men. If you can't move your equipment, your material, and supplies, and your men, or your forces, if your Air Force can only fire from inside of your territory to keep them getting shot down, then you have no air cover, no ground support, no close air support, nothing. You can't move your supplies. And if you've taken over the rails of your enemies, and anything you put on rails is being destroyed, like anything you put in a column that's moving to supply your forward areas, if they cannot be resupplied and you're in minus 10-degree weather at night, they can't fight. 4 or 5 days of that, they're worn down. Your men, if you're worn down, you're losing a massive amount of equipment, so much so you have to ask another foreign power to supply you, because the sanctions are straining you so hard you can't get things normally. So you're looking to go to someone that might be an ally who can't afford to supply you, because their number one and their number two trading partners have made it so that if they do supply you, that they will do to them what they're doing to you. Consequently, money talks, and parties not going to risk getting that hard-earned guap. They're not going to risk losing access to a regular flow of funds from commerce and trade to give you a few pieces of equipment. It's not tenable. One party talking to them about it is one thing, but when you have a group of folks talking to them about it and they're all their trading partners, that goes to their pocket, that goes to their wallet. And that's not going to happen. So I give them 10 to 12 days, maybe. Because right now they're being bled. They're losing by attrition. And the markets, as I said, have placed their bets. And this is why the oil price has dropped by 20% in the last 7 Earth days. And it's going to continue to drop because folks are realizing the threat to oil supply is not as severe as they thought it could be. And because that's coming down, there's less concern about stability of economies across the planet. So they're saying, all right, we can leave out of their positions in gold. They're selling off their gold that they bought as a hedge. So the gold price is coming down. Inflation is going to be around for a while. However, the silver price is also dropping. It's still going to be elevated for a little bit, but it's going to come down as well. Because we all know they all track. When the quote-unquote oil price goes up, that's inflationary, and silver is tied back to inflation. When the oil price comes down, so shall the silver price, which you're already starting to see. So the conflict is terrible, just not our business. The conflict creates issues relevant unto the buying power of our silver in our international trade. That is an issue that we have to monitor for the sake of the Amexem-Moor-Empire Global Common Market. So my discussion with the Minister for the Joint Travel and Transport a couple of hours ago still holds. Oil price comes down, transportation cost comes down. That means there'll be a lowering of inflation over time across all economies across the planet, including anything that impacts the Amexem-Moor-Empire economy, our global common market. As a result, folks get to breathe easier. They're not so much in survival mode. They can begin to live a little bit after being locked in their houses because they were afraid of a pandemic. There's things that begin to normalize, at least for a few minutes, that allows folks to get out and live a little as opposed to merely exist. Some of them will look to establish a business, hopefully within our jurisdiction and venue. Some will look to do a host of commerce and trade, hopefully again, participating within our jurisdiction and venue in our global common market. So the end game always comes down to, we must find a way to make sure that for all of our nationals, that we take care of business. And part of taking care of business is knowing the buying power of our silver. And seeing how this thing is tracking, lets us know where things are going.